Good evening. The time is 6:22 on Wednesday, February 25th. This is the workshop for the system administrator for the town of Limerick. We started this process back last year in the fall for the possibility of looking for a new system administrator. We interviewed two candidates that reached out to us and showed interest. The two candidates, or one of the candidates, got back to us with a proposal. I did reach out to the other candidate, and I did not see one come through. But we did get a proposal back, and our current system administrator has offered to stay on as well. And the prices for our current system administrator was $3,000 for the year, and that covers 40 hours worth of work. Any hour over 40 hours, it's $75 per hour. And then one of the new system administrators that we met with gave us a proposal, Information Systems of Maine, and the fee was $1,500 per month, and $125 per hour if the services had to be done in person. And they sent us this proposal back in early January. I know that we've already done budgets for next year. And I know I think we added a little bit to the system administration budget, but not enough to cover the $18,000 that it would be for the contract with Information Systems of Maine for the year. So, it is a good contract, and I think we can, review it and take it and put it side by side with Chris's. But I think it's a public hearing or a workshop, so we can't make decisions in the workshop. But we can go through this, see if there's any questions on it. And at this point, I feel the price is just a little too high for my liking. Not saying that that doesn't mean we have to necessarily go with Chris, but we would have to reach out for a couple other companies if that's something the select board still would like to do. I know it's something that we definitely want to get a contract signed. I know we don't have one for 2025 with Chris. He still helped us. We did have some issues towards the end, but they were resolved when they were pointed out to him. So I think, if we move forward, we would have to just, ask that the stuff is followed more regularly to make sure subscriptions don't run out and stuff like that. I don't know if the rest of the board has any input, or I know it's kind of seems like a little bit of it's not a waste of time, but a little bit of a waste to have this meeting, but we can't meet without being on air. So that's why we met. Gail?
Gail Libby. So we don't have a contract with anyone right now, right?
Correct.
So can we write the contract with Chris and with Modem Waves and tighten it up a little bit so we can get some service when we need it rather than waiting for 6 months to get a laptop set up, or a year?
Yeah, I think that's something that we could,
it's got to be something that can be improved to make ourselves a little bit more productive.
Yep.
Okay, and he should be able to help us if he wants this work. Otherwise, you should look elsewhere for someone who'll do something.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be, $18,000 a year, but there are other system administrators that might be able to serve us better. He has a lot of towns. He has like 30 towns that he takes care of. And he takes care of the fair in Freiburg, which that week you just block off. He's busy before and after taking care of that. But we understand that. That's not an issue. It's when you wait months and months and months for something. So, thank you.
Thank you. So I definitely think we do need to tighten up the other contract if we stay with Chris a little bit more, kind of put what it is that he covers in there, you know, a timeline for responding to answers, a reasonable timeline, stuff like that. I don't know what the rest of the board feels, if they have anything they want to see added.
Well, I think we should continue with him, but we need to have a more open line of communication with him.
Yep.
Absolutely. With the exception when he had a death in the family and he had to go out west, I guess it was, he wasn't answering calls for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But he did call when he did get back. I will say that for him.
Other companies have a ticket system, and that way, if we were allowed to put in tickets of some sort, or had a system that we were doing that, you would see what we can and cannot do. And he mentioned once to me that he only covers town-owned devices. I would recommend asking him if he will cover phones that are deployed and owned by the town. And because some folks don't use them because they can't figure out how to set them up. And he might be able to help us with that.
I would say stay with Chris, and it doesn't mean we can't keep looking, find someone that's closer, because he lives in Harrison. So that's quite a little jaunt for him to come down here just to do a couple minutes' work.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to reach out to him and see if he's willing to.
Or if he has those options.
Yeah.
We just may not have been enrolled with them if he does have them. So, I mean, I definitely, I can shoot him an email and ask him to send more of a formal proposal, if we want. Yep.
Because we're not going to go over this.
Yeah. I can ask him to send more of a formal proposal, and then we can meet again and go from there, if that works for the board.
Yep.
Is there any questions that I should ask? I wrote town phones, a service ticket portal, if needed, and then kind of just a sample of if that's the contract that he uses with everybody, or if that's just a generic contract through the town. All right, is there any public comment? Seeing none, is there anything else from the select board? No? All right, the time is 6:30 and we will reconvene at 7 PM for our normal select board meeting. Thank you. That's off. Okay. It's 7. Can we add that to Isaac's list? Good evening. The time is 7 p.m. on Wednesday. I'm all off. Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Please join me for the flag salute. All right. I would look for a motion to accept the warrants.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor? All right. I would look for a motion to approve the February 18th, 2026 meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that? Seeing none. All those in favor? All right. Would somebody read the announcements, please?
Okay, the absentee ballots are available with the town clerk for the March ballot. The select board will meet next Monday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. The planning board will meet on Wednesday, March 4th at 7 p.m. And the March vote will be held by secret ballot on Friday, March 13th from 8 to 8 p.m. here at the municipal building. Copies of the warrant, green sheet, and proposed ordinance are available at the town office or on the town website. Town reports will be available Friday, March 6th, if not sooner. And the select board is looking for a few more members to join a comprehensive committee. If interested, please contact Alicia at 793-4475 or selectboardadmin@limerickme.org. The committee is meeting now on Thursdays at 1 p.m. at the municipal building. And as part of the hearing of citizens policy, no personal attacks on any individual or firm, including town employees, town officials, or members of the public, will be tolerated during any meetings. Please direct concerns about individual employees or town officials to the chairman of the Board of Select Persons outside the public meeting. For your convenience, complaint forms are readily available on the sign-in table. Please stay current with town information by visiting www.limerickme.org.
And I just do have one thing to add to that. W-2s for town employees are in the mail. However, the treasurer's office does have a copy of them electronically. So if somebody needs it before they get theirs in the mail, they can get a copy from Julie. All right. I don't have any department reports, so I open it to hearing of citizens. Joanne?
Andrews, citizen, town of Limerick. This conversation, in my opinion, has been a long time coming. It concerns our former town treasurer, Laura May, an elected position that Laura held for 2.5 decades. Can't tell you the number of people that have stood here at this podium or have written on Facebook how she left our town in an awful mess. I think that's an untruthful comment and has had serious repercussions to her reputation. This is repeated time and time again by many people and leaders that do not explain why they believe this to be true. Therefore, do they have no basis for these comments? I'm going to try not to cough. I worked with Laura for over 25 years in many capacities. 12 years as a selectwoman, as a department head for over 20 years. She and I worked together for years preparing the annual budget. We worked as volunteers for various committees, including the Charter Commission. Laura struggled nights to get her degree, of which she is very proud of. During all the years, I found Laura to be honest, truthful, and diligent in her work ethics. I will read 2 parts of 2 letters from our auditors, R.H. Smith, dated May 9th, 2024, and reflecting their written comments to the town as to the 2023 audit. The 2023 audit is currently on the town website, and it's certified by our auditors. After I finish reading the auditor's written comments, Then I will let you decide if these comments sound warranted to you. This is dated May 8th, 2024, and it's from R.H. Smith and Company. During our audit, we did become aware of several matters referred to as management letter comments that offer opportunities for strengthening internal control and improving operating efficiencies. These matters do not modify our opinion on the financial statements for the year ending December 31st, 2023, where we expressed an unmodified opinion on our independent auditor's report dated May 8th, 2024. And they go on to talk about proposed adjusting journals, bank reconciliations, general accounting practices, and accounting procedures. That is accompanied by another letter that I assume is the cover letter that accompanied the audit itself. We have audited the financial statements of the governmental activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information for the town of Limerick for the year ended December 31st, 2023. Professional standards also require that we communicate to you the following information related to that audit. Significant audit findings. All significant transactions have been recognized in the financial statements in the proper period. There was no impact in the financial statements based on the cumulative effect of these accounting changes. The financial statement disclosures are neutral, consistent, and clear. We encountered no significant difficulties in dealing with the management in performing and completing our audit. We are pleased to report that no such disagreements arose during the course of our audit. To our knowledge, there are no such consultations with other accountants. They are required under certain areas, and these are what they came up with in this it's not a management letter, it's a cover letter. With respect to this supplementing information, we made certain inquiries of management and evaluated the form, content, and methods of preparing the information to determine that the information complies with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. The method of preparing it has not changed from the prior period, and the information is appropriate and complete in relation to our audit of the financial statements. We compared and reconciled the supplementary information to the underlying accounting records used to prepare the financial statements or to the financial statements themselves. I just want to put that on record. I do not want in the future for her to be not being told the truth. Thank you.
Walter Ricker. I was just wondering if we could reach out to somebody to replace the porta toilet at the boat ramp and to take care of the one at the ball field. The one at the boat ramp's got a busted door, busted lock. I don't think they've been serviced all winter. And you know, you got women and kids down there, and it's something that needs to be taken care of right away.
I thought Isaac went down and fixed that door.
What's that?
Didn't Isaac go down and fix that door?
The unit needs to be replaced. We're paying good money to have them, right? So
I think we got a letter beginning, we own the unit now. They service it.
okay.
We own the one at the boat launch. They service it though monthly.
Well, it needs to be done.
Okay. I'm sure one of us could do you have a contact there? Could we just get a price on what it would be to replace the one at the boat launch? And see if it's something feasible, whether renting or purchasing one. And then the one at the ball field, it just hasn't been serviced, is that what, okay,
Correct.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Did we check that?
Sure.
Did we check that weekly?
I think it's monthly we have that serviced.
I'll check with
Yeah.
the company. It might be less in the winter, I'm not sure. It's so fall and
I'm surprised I hadn't read anything because I can't get on all of Facebook. Some pages you're not allowed to be on, but from what, I've never seen anything written bad about Laura May. She was always very helpful, anything you needed. She'd let me sit and look at invoices, and I don't know where all this, not harassment, but I don't know where all this bad stuff came from, because I've always heard great things about how Laura May did things. So anyway, now to go on what I was going to talk about. The harassment policy. It was signed in 06 by Martha, Debbie, and Dean. And then the exact same thing, there was no changes, nothing was altered, signed in 2025 by John, Wade, Brady, Howard, and Bernie. Okay. There's been a lot of stuff thrown around, accusations, bad-mouthing, and everything. And right on the top of it says, unwelcome advances, gestures, comments, or contact, subjecting employees to ridicule, slurs, or derogatory action. All complaints of harassment will be promptly and carefully investigated. I personally had one complaint in, and I had emailed you guys, messed up on the email, so I hand-delivered it to all three of you, and have, to this day, have never heard anything, repercussions, or they got spoke to, and all employees are issued that they are free from any and all reprisals, retaliation in filing such complaints. Any employee or citizen, I added the citizen because we all talk, should immediately bring the problem to the attention of the supervisor. The complaint involves to the supervisor personnel, and if they're uncomfortable, they'll talk to the person and get back to the complaint person. None of that is, I mean, you don't even reprimand anyone for bad-mouthing anybody. The meeting the other night, the hearing of the warrants and stuff like that, I didn't see it personally, but I did hear that there was a lot of stuff going on, bad-mouthing and derogatory statements and stuff. And the board doesn't do a thing about it. What good is this harassment policy? No answers?
I mean, I'll have to review it. I mean, I
Okay.
know for a fact that I responded to that email in the complaint that you gave me. I responded that next day
Yeah.
to that email. And
That you had received it?
Yep,
and-
I'm going to review it and,
But things didn't improve as far as the results of getting things from that person, you know? So anyway.
Okay.
Okay, seems we're not naming names, but I just thought I'd bring it up. There's a lot going around, and there's never any repercussions or slapdowns.
Well, I don't know if it's come to your attention, but anybody can get into the town and dump anytime, anywhere, at night, and even hazardous material. So anybody out of town that got to get rid of some rubbish, come to Limerick. Because we had some people took out the back gate, the chain on the back gate, and we drove right up through. I hope you got cameras, because we drove right through tonight before we got here, just to see what was up there. But Dennis Bridges put that up in order to keep people from going up or coming down. And the thing was, when they wanted to haul the snow off, They asked for a key and they opened the gate. Well, somebody vandalized it, and I think that's a criminal offense. And like I said, who knows what's going in that dump now? It's crazy. Anybody can go down there right now, I'll guarantee you. You can drive right to the top.
Somebody stole the key off the,
No, they took everything. Padlock, everything.
Completely wiped it out.
Why we know? Well, today, it's been gone.
This was last time. This is the second time.
They had a padlock on it, but there's no padlock now. I can show you the pictures. And the thing
went down
is,
there the other day and put a new key in there, because somebody took that.
took everything. I got pictures of the chain, I got pictures, but see, the thing is, we also have pictures of vehicles. So, I'm just saying.
But Donald, that padlock was there the other day when I was there.
I know. I'm not saying, but I can tell you when it did happen. But,
When you say the back gate, I'll go down after the meeting and take a look.
you know,
I know there's the gate at the transfer station, and then I know there's the gate that I've had to lock before because it's been left unlocked. I know there's a gate by like the snowmobile shed. When you say back gate, is there another gate
well,
in?
you go in and there's the red gate.
Yep,
And then there's a chain so that they can go straight up over to the snow dump.
yep,
There's a chain there. Well, then there's another chain out that comes down from the dump, and that's the chain.
okay.
And you go, and it's gone. And like I said, anybody can go in there and dump, could be hazardous waste. I mean, it's responsible of the town.
All right, yeah, no, I'll go down there and take a look after this meeting. Thank you. Joanne?
Yeah, we're the one that polices the chain between the transfer station and the salt shed. Because when the guys come with trucks that are too big to make the main gate into the transfer station, they come in the other way. And that chain has always been taken care of by us at the transfer station, because we know when people are going to come, like when Grimmel comes, or when they come with a big truck that can't make the gate, because that gate isn't that wide. Our main gate isn't that wide. So I usually take care of that chain that divides the two. And our snow contractors, they all have access that way too, because sometimes they don't bring the snow to the snow dump on top of the hill. Sometimes they come right straight through. They're using several areas in the transfer station as a snow dump this year because of, we don't have the room. That's why I mentioned we need to get more
Cleared out.
area up on top of the hill. But I maintain that chain down there.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Sean Mackey, 11 Division. Got some questions on 3 Division. I know you guys opened the bids last week. What's going on there? I mean, it's been ongoing since September. Got a real bad, the rat problem. I've spent close to $600 product trying to get rid of these rats. I know Chad behind me. He spent even more than me. The problem's worse at his house. It's just getting tiring. I mean, I have a nice, clean house. The rats have climbed up through the corners of my vinyl side and gone through the soffit into my attic. I have a rat chewed a hole between the stink pipe up onto my roof, so now I have a patch on my roof that I'm going to have to spend money to get that fixed in the springtime. I mean, the town took just shy of 7,000 pounds of garbage off the yard, and by Stan's admission, there's 12 by 20 cover it with bags of unknown substance clear to the top. There's a camper full. It's gonna be 100,000 pounds worth of crap in that house. If you guys aren't gonna tear it down, we're asking that you guys clean it out. so we can mitigate the rat problem, rodent problem at our houses. It's getting tiring of spending money that we don't have to fight off these rats and rodents that are caused by that house and have damage done to our homes that we really can't afford to fix. I mean, I don't know how bad my roof damage is from the rat coming up through it. Then on top of that, they've got into my basement, and my wood pellets that I have stored, I've lost probably half, 3/4 of a ton of pellets because they've screwed the pellets that I had stored outside that would deliver them and get a water intrusion in it because of the rats. You know, it's been ongoing since September. We're now coming into March, and we haven't made any headway. I mean, I know they want to sell the place. Some people come, looked at it, overheard a conversation with one guy. He came up to the door, looked inside, said, so I can find land for 60 grand, make out better than this place. So the way that house sits with floor to ceiling trash and the mess outside, the house isn't going to sell. We've got springtime coming up. Rodent problem is only going to get worse with breeding season. You know, Chad and myself, lady across the street, all we ask is if you're not going to tear it down, clean it up. You know, it's getting tiring. You know, hearing the rats up in my attic makes it so you don't want to sleep. Plus a sanitary issue, you know, it's pretty gross. You know, my house is clean. My wife's a neat freak. But, you know, I talked to you last week about it, and I missed the meetings.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting old. It really is. You know, I tried talking to Stan about it. You know, I don't get anywhere. You know, he keeps saying, you know, it's a hoarder's house. No, it's a meth lab. You know, all they're selling down there is a $300,000 building with a fully functional meth lab. You know, so like to see some action taken on that building. You know, so thank you.
Thank you. Cheryl, did you have something again?
Which gate are you talking about? You got the red one out by the snowmobile club. It's a chain. Okay, how far up from, coming from the dump down towards the salt shed?
Just past the brush pile.
Okay, because there has been recently 2 cement barrier things
They've been
put.
there forever.
Where did they put the other ones? Okay. That chain there, well, did you get your picture? Check it, I sent it to you. That was the one that the gate got destroyed today.
She's right, those barricades.
Yeah, okay.
have been-
My mistake, the other ones are on the other side, but yes, but that's the one that they went through. Okay? Check your picture, you understand more, okay?
The one down at the bottom of the hill they went through today, or yesterday? Well, we discussed it, and I called Dennis, and they went up, and they were to take the locks down, because these guys, the other contractors, I mean, Rick's got a whole pile in there.
Dennis did go and unlock it, or had it unlocked so they could, because they wanted to move snow from the dump into
Well,
the dump.
that
And
doesn't
they
mean-
went down and they
That doesn't
unlocked
mean that
that.
Dennis goes and locks it back up when he's
Well,
done.
that's his equipment and stuff down there, so you'll have to check him out.
Why did they steal the locks?
Well, I don't know, but it was, yesterday it was unlocked, and then Dennis shouldn't have locked it back up to begin with, so, right.
Ricky Richardson, plowing contractor for the municipal properties. We went down to our salt and sand piles, which we asked to put down there when we bought them from Jeff, previous contractor. Noticed that there was a chain up. We contacted Dennis, and it was eventually taken down. Why is there all of a sudden a barricade, a chain there, when we have a red gate with a padlock on it. When we haul snow, we unhook that chain at the bottom where the brush pile is, and we drive up. We have to stay 100 feet from that cap, so between what Nick's dumping over here and me and Charles are dumping, we try to comply with DEP. So why all of a sudden is this all chained up? When we access down by the brush pile, we always unhook that chain and we always put it back up. We lock the red gate. The other night when we come down from plowing, I drove through, the gate was open. So I closed the gate, but I didn't padlock it, I just closed it, because I didn't know if they were coming back and getting more material, so I closed the gate. Figured I would be the last one out. Who authorized putting all these barricades up and putting padlocks on? This is town property.
Nobody.
We work for the town, our material's there. We've been plowing snow for this town since 1982. Nobody's ever locked us out of the salt shed.
Nobody,
The location anyways. Our material is put way over to here, where we explained it, out of the way. And when we go to fill all our salt bins up and we can't get in, so do we have to make a phone call and make reservations to get to our material, or what's the deal here? I mean, it's never been like that.
There's supposed to be, there's a key right at the red gate.
No, there isn't.
There always was.
There always was, but it was a magnetic hider key, and it was never there. That's why we were issued a key.
The key was gone and the magnetic was there. The key had been taken or thrown or whatever.
It was. When I went down anyway and put that last key, the magnetic one was there.
Well, we lock that when we get done hauling snow. And we always put the chain up. We just dummy lock it down by the brush pile, so other contractors that can't make the swing. I'm not gonna go haul snow to the transfer station and have Joanne get 15 phone calls, because there's people running up and down there dumping stuff in random containers and random bins. With all due respect, we go the back way so we can keep her gate locked. That's the understanding that we have. I thought that was fair. Where are all these chains coming from?
evidently, they thought that it would be, that it was their right to put them up.
We've worked with every single plowing contractor for the last 40 years. We all get along fine. If Dennis needs something, we'll be more than happy to help the guy out. It's not a problem. We help out up Back Street, we help out by the fire station, School Street, whatever we can do. When we have to fill our bins up and replenish our pile, I don't think we should have to call and make a reservation to access our material.
I don't feel so either.
Okay. So if there's a problem down there, I haven't heard of any problems, but obviously, we are all on camera from driving through there to get to the transfer station. My name's on my side of my truck, Charles's name's on the side of his dump truck. You know, all us plow guys, we're all trying to do this, we're all trying to take care of our end of the deal here, take care of the roads, our parking lots, get rid of our snow. We're just trying to be respectful of each other. Nick's got his place, we got our place. When I'm done, I put the gate up. And I do close the red gate when we're done. One of us always closes it. So I thought that was like working together, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't want anybody in there at night or after the storm and,
Yes, but Dennis put up that other chain in order to keep people from going up to the dump. It was helping you guys, that the people didn't go.
the chain's always been there. We just dummy lock it.
It's been like that for 20 years.
Yes, but the thing is, where's the chain? Where's everything going now?
It was there Sunday, because I drove down to the brush pile.
Yeah,
It was
well.
there Sunday.
Somebody took it.
Is there any
totally
other
down.
hearing of citizens?
Somebody
Craig?
took it totally down?
You didn't get that picture yet, Howard?
Oh, I know.
What?
You didn't get the picture yet?
I shut my phone off.
Up
during
until a
the-
few weeks ago, everyone was happy with all the plow contractors. And I'm not taking any sides because everyone knows who I'm friendly with or not friendly with. And in this town, it don't matter. Don't mess with my family, and I'll treat you with respect. So, as for vandalism of snow being down on the sidewalk and being thrown around. Okay. So, most everyone here knows where I live. I've had a mailbox taken out. Clear as day. No big deal. Put a 10-foot pipe in. Mailbox still there. Great. Had a double axle trailer. The entire side of the tail light and the bracket and everything taken off 14 feet away from the road, maybe 16. We could measure it if you want to worry about size. Trash, I get trash all the time. Trash, beer cans, soda cans, food wrappers, I get everything. Once again, I don't say anything to anybody. We just take care of it. Take care of it. The Reverend, I mean, we could go on and on and on, because everyone knows, Route 5, they can do whatever they want. CIA, just the other day, 18-wheeler. Here's a classic case. You worried about a dump truck losing the plow, which my son's done that and had to ratchet strap it up to get it to a garage. And he's had to travel like 3-4 miles in order to do it before he could ratchet strap it up. The plow got down, whatever. Just CIA again. What about all this stuff that falls off their trucks that I pick up on the yard and everything else? I'm not calling them up. I've never called them up. CIA had an 18-wheeler break down, went in the church parking lot, tried to make it, and I'm sitting there going, he ain't gonna make that swing with that. He took out the stop sign, the everything, went up. Don't know if my neighbor called, but I'm assuming my neighbor called. Because I was walking out to go, I'll pull it apart and pull it to the side and whatever. And then we'll take care of it when the time comes. Because the ground's frozen. These things sort of happen. We live in New England. All this stuff happens. I'm not picking anyone's side on anything. And no matter what, who I'm friends with or not friends with. And we'll keep going on from the CIA. Because now I never call anyone out. Shea Construction, you want to go through the village at 55 or 60 with your triaxles and your trailers and your bobcats and everything else daily. I mean daily. And everyone's going to be like, well, you just should call the police and what. No, 3,200 people. We ain't calling them every 2 seconds, every time. I'm just saying, they're a #1 offender. If I'm gonna start calling some people out, I have 2 broken windows right now from the state. I'm gonna replace them. I'm not gonna call them. They've already busted a mailbox. They've already done everything else. So, I mean, where are we going? Vandalism, not vandalism. Now, a few years back, Bobcat operator came out of School Street, went right up and put 4 feet of snow in my front door. I have it on video. I never called them out. Pretty sure I know who it is, but I mean, Bobcat and operator right there, no plate, and my son sitting in the house. Well, it's almost an invasion. And then, I mean, I can't say my car crash, not my car crash, the car crash hit my house, took a pole out and took everything else. But of course, fire and police were there. Take care of that one. That's the one I didn't call on. I didn't call on any of these other things. People, you take care of these certain things. Yes, you're upset at whoever or whatever. I grew up in Wells and Kennebunk. I moved here 11 years ago and my family. We have 3 properties in this town. We pay taxes. I'm just saying, you stop. I get it. I'm friends with certain people and certain other people. I just try to find the middle ground. I try to find the middle ground. And you know what? All this stuff, I don't call. I don't pick the phone up. And what I saw and what was said to me and what I saw to another citizen, the last meeting was uncalled for, because you guys sit there and you say at the beginning of all these meetings, we should have a little respect, hold your tongue is what I say, is what I think. Hold your tongue. Be respectful. If you have anything disrespectful, save it till after. Well, where's that when people are telling me to shut the fuck up? Where?
That's enough. That's enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. You should just shut up, not shut the fuck. But that's what I take from it. Come on. You guys need to start standing up and doing something for these people, these citizens, and me. I pay taxes. I pay taxes. Do something.
Is there any other hearing assistance? Lisa?
Two things. One, Historical Society is doing a bake sale at March voting. Is that the 13th? Yep. Friday the 13th. So bring your cash, bring your Venmo, bring some baked goods, and buy double the amount of food. It's all kinds of goodies. And we're here 8A to hopefully we sell out by 6P. But we're here to 8-8. And don't forget, Brady, I need fudge. The other question I have, it's Julie's not here. I did ask her to come at the last meeting, but I got shortchanged the meeting. I have questions about the account that, the R250202.
Is this the fire truck revenue account, the fire truck donation account?
Yes.
I followed up on an email that I sent back in December this week, and I just sent an email asking to follow up. I can forward it to you if you make a request through Dottie. I'll forward it to you. And she said that she will do it this week. Or I said, just following up on this, and she goes, yep, we'll do it. So.
Okay. The only reason I'm on this is because we raised over $10,000 for last summer's event.
Yep.
And we told people who were sponsoring us, who's donated, that whatever funds we had left over was going to the antique fire department. Guys, we raised over $10,000. This town came together awesome. September 2nd, we had to have a special town meeting because accounts weren't put in right. The townspeople voted to donate the lasting funds of $5,380.58 to that antique fire. Anne Marie has her own books because we kept our own books to make sure everything was correct. And she can't close out her books until we know that money's been transferred. So that's what we're looking. So I'm just the noise to remind that we need to get that money transferred for the town.
Yeah, just for record-keeping purposes, if you want to send a Dottie email, if you want to send an email to Dottie, I will
Okay.
respond. So you have the email
But we did
correspondence.
ask, and it is in writing, that we get a copy
Yeah,
so that we can close out our books.
yeah, and I'll follow up on it again.
Okay.
On
I will do
on
that.
it again tomorrow.
Thanks, Brady.
Thank you. Yes.
Who actually is the snowplow contractor? Is this someone from out of town, this company?
Dennis Bridges.
Dennis Bridges? So does Dennis Bridges have a problem with accessing his material or going on town property? Because I'm just wondering why, if he has a problem, the owner of the company isn't addressing it directly with you. That's all I'm wondering.
I think that is the conversation that we spoke like one off. It's the same question that we have.
Oh, okay.
When I heard that there was a chain up there, I said I didn't know there was a chain.
Oh, so you're already
Now
on
it's
it.
been there 20 years, I guess. But
So you're already on it?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
dealing with the contractor?
I spoke with him.
Wade is,
and,
yes.
I spoke with him, and he said that he was concerned about his diesel fuel and stuff getting stolen, but that's an area for all the contractors, not just for him, so.
All right, is there any other hearing of citizens? Seeing none, we will move on to old business, review of legal accounts. There were no legal bills in this week's warrants. Municipal parking lot paving update, Howard.
There's no update on it right now. It's a question I spoke to you earlier about at what point we're gonna put this thing out for bid, and we really have to wait till all that snow's gone so we can get contractors in and they know what they're looking at. Then we go to put it out for bid, and then hopefully the town will approve it. So.
Deepvale SOP and grant update. Update that I have is we have done our first drawdown, and the information is with the treasurer. Gail, do you have anything on that?
There was a bid opening meeting today at 2 o'clock. 7 bids were received. All 7 contractors were here. There is a low bid, of course, but our engineering firm, Dirigo, will review all of the bids in detail and put a matrix together for us to look at, the committee. And there's other requirements other than just the lowest bid. So we'll take a look at that and review it when he gets that done. And that was told to the contractors. It was a very amicable meeting, and it went very well. Thank you for the drawdown. There's usually a 7-day limit on how long that the town can hold that money before it goes to the person that presented the invoice. And that invoice that's been presented is Dirigo. It's been all coded, and all the things are in place, the purchase order and everything. However, I saw statements that were dated February 20th, including the general ledger. I did not see any money moved into the ARPA money that was voted to move into Deepvale project. I don't see anything in special revenues for that. I don't see anything for the CDB grant. And I submitted instructions on what needed to be done weeks ago. So I was wondering when that might be done, because until it is done, you can't pay the invoice because you don't have account numbers established. So I'm kind of nervous. So I'm hoping that that will be remedied this week, because I don't know how long it takes for that to get done. I hope it takes just a few minutes.
Are you going to follow up with her on that? Okay.
All of these transfers and all of these things have been voted on by the people. And I think we need to respect that. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion of system administrator and Carbonite subscription. So the Carbonite subscription is has been reinstated a while ago, so that can come off. But discussion of system administrator, we did have a workshop prior to this meeting. It was a quick workshop. A couple months ago, we met with two parties who showed interest in being system administrators. Out of those two parties, one of them gave us a bid, a price back. It was $18,000 for the year. We do have a current system administrator that some people have brought up issues with, but he's willing to continue to do it at $3,000 a year. And so we don't make decisions in workshops. I'm going to reach out to him to see if he can submit a formal proposal and clarifications on some stuff that we kind of just want him to do. But we are still also open to system administrators, and we talked about maybe advertising that to try to get some local people in. I don't know if that's what we want to advertise it in the shopping guide or
Anybody
Facebook.
knows anyone local that's real good at computer systems? Let us know. Because the present one we have right now, he lives in Harrison, and he's handling about 30 different accounts, as well as his big one is Freiburg Fair. During Freiburg Fair, you cannot get him. He is up there solely for that week. So we need someone a little bit closer that's a little bit readily available. A lot of the stuff can be done, he's done remotely, but it's, it would be better if we had someone closer.
And for the time being, he's still been helping us out with anything we need, and he'll hopefully continue to do so. And I'll reach out and get ask him for a official proposal. But that is all I have on that one. Do you have anything on the new auditing firm?
They're waiting for you to sign the audit.
The letter. So from 2020, they need that letter from 2024's audit?
Yep.
Okay.
I spoke to him yesterday, and he said when that audit is, that letter is signed, then he can
Give us a
go in and
price.
take a look at the audit itself and then deal with us as far as money.
Okay. Recreation director, I did send that job posting to the one person who we had interested, but I don't have anything else other than that. June ballot articles on there right now. Tentatively, we have the acceptance of Emma's Way as a town road, paving for the municipal building, moving of funds for the fire department, supply budget for comprehensive committee, 3 contracts for snow removal, and money for the Grange Hall ceiling. We did have some homework last week to take the contracts and review them and then kind of send them to the town attorney. If we compile everything that we have, get that to Alicia, and we can send it to the town attorney for review and input, so everything lines up properly. We can get those to Alicia and kind of sooner rather than later on that, so we can get those on the June ballot. Because the next ballot after June is November, and we could have already have snow by then, and I am hopeful that we don't have to have any special town meetings for the next few years. That's my goal.
So I know you want it on the June ballot, but that means it has to be advertised
Co-
in March
Correct.
for bids.
That's why I think I have some notes that I can get to you after this meeting, and then we can have it sent to the attorney.
For,
Review
of the snow bids,
of the snow plowing contracts. Yep.
because I've got a bunch of them too.
Yep. So I mean, we can go over them now, or we can just compile them if we have a list of them and give them to Alicia, and the lawyer can put them in the contract, and then we can review it.
Okay.
I think that works. The YCSWCD grant, we're supposed to make some decisions on what we want to pick for those. The decisions that come to my mind is insulation of this building, energy upgrades, and maybe some more heat pumps, which fall under energy upgrades for more than just this room. I don't know if any other board members thought of anything else, but we just need to pick a couple different options.
We need to start with the insulation first.
Yep.
Heat pumps are way down the road.
Okay. So do we want to go with insulation of the insulating the building? I think that is a priority, yes. And then
Are we just gonna have them come in and do it, or are they gonna
No, we're
do
gonna
the
go
rest
for
of it?
bid.
we'd have to go out for
No,
bid.
no,
like-
I understand go out to bid, but when they came around and they checked, did they do all the way around the whole building?
Everything.
So we'll need to go out to bid to get prices on that from contractors. But for the grant purposes, he recommended selecting a few different options. So I would say the top priorities would be insulation, followed by energy efficient upgrade, if we have money left over, which I don't think we will. But he did recommend picking a few options. So I think insulation is definitely one. And then, or if we just want to do insulation, we'll just do insulation.
Well, you can make a list and then go with a few options, and you can start with the priority, and then if there's money left, you can go towards the second option.
The company that I had come down and do the scan of the whole building, they gave us a price, but we still have to get at least 2 more bids and,
Advertise it.
yeah. What the problem is, when this was insulated before, I'm not sure exactly what they used, but when he scanned the thing, I walked right around everything with him. And there's some pockets that are in these walls, exterior walls, there's no insulation, the stuff is settled, but this one company, this is all they do, and they have a piece of equipment that they can bore upstairs and feed this equipment down through the wall, and then they'll scan it and watch how the insulation goes. But it's not cheap. Or we get them now. That's what they did before. You know, so.
So we'd be comparing something high-tech like that versus coming in and redoing all the drywall and putting up new insulation?
Oh, no, you're not gonna, this is all plaster.
Now, is that new stuff guaranteed not to settle?
There's no guarantee on that stuff. Anybody that tells you that stuff doesn't settle is lying to you. But, no, I can start looking into other companies.
We just need to pick the things we want to go with first. That's like where we're at. So.
I would say, obviously, we all agree with the insulation.
I'll tell you right now, it's gonna use up, I think it's $75,000 was,
I think that's the grant amount, yep.
it's gonna use up a great amount of that.
Well, then we just need to pick a second one.
That's why they want us to pick a second one.
Second one, just so that we have more than one choice.
And I think, I mean, I don't want to use the word loose term, but I mean, energy efficient upgrades. I think that'd be a second good option. whether it, like I said, lights, or even if it's, you know, I don't know what considers energy efficiency, but I know what comes to my mind is lights, heating systems, stuff like that. I know the 75,000 will be used, the majority of it with the insulation, but I think energy upgrades would just be.
I know what the bid is. I'm not gonna divulge it right now,
Yep.
but it's a lot more than 75,000. Matter of fact, I almost fell out of my chair when I read it.
All right, so we definitely agree on insulation for one of the options.
I'm wondering, if I remember correctly, if the insulation was just part of energy efficient upgrades.
I can look at that list
That
tonight.
one too, but. And back on the contracts, if you send me all of the things you want to see, I can do the changes in red, send them back out to you, and then
Yeah,
then you
email
can
them.
see all of the
Yep.
changes that each of you want, and then we can mail it, send it to the attorney.
Okay.
But that way you can see all of the changes that you
Yeah.
proposed.
All right, that is all I have for old business. I do have nothing on new business. Nobody quit this week. Nobody needs to be appointed this week. I open it to discussion of agenda items. I saw Gail's hand first. Gail, Lori, then you. Then you, okay?
Gail Libby, member of the Revitalization Committee and the CDAC Committee for Water and Sewer Projects. May we ask for a favor? May we see a set of financials before you sign that letter? After
Yeah.
the postings have been posted that are in suspension.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that
Okay.
as well.
We'd like to see that. We've waited 14 months for $1 million to be moved out of special revenues into a water and sewer project. 14 months. We want to make sure that it happens. We want to see it in black and white. I hope you'll respect that request before you sign that letter. And I'm speaking, I believe, for everyone on our committees. Thank you.
Lori?
Lori Harmon, you brought up the contracts, the snow removal contracts. My question is, at the special town meeting, all of that, Tony got up and asked about plowing or removing snow from the hydrants that they have been doing, and you automatically said, you know what, we'll get it into the contracts. Are we going to be charging them? If they're a quasi-municipality, they've been taking care of it. We're now adding cost to the town.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
They should be
it's,
contributing to.
I don't think it's something that, I mean, we're just gonna put in with, I wrote a note down as an idea. I don't know if it's necessary, I don't think it made it into my changes to go into the contract, because we do pay a hefty sum to them. I think it's 70,000 for fire hydrants.
87.
We pay a lot. So, I mean, and if we want to add it to the contracts, that's fine, but then they should pay a portion of that bill. That's all.
Dean, I saw Dean next.
Has anybody had any thoughts about spiffing up some of these rooms a little bit with some painting? I know when I was on the board like 15 years ago, we kind of threw it around, and I'd like to see some fresh painting, maybe on a cycle, room by room or whatever. I had no idea what the cost is, but can we find some money to start doing that?
We've got more projects ahead of that it's gonna be years. Nothing is cheap anymore, Dean.
No, this is true. This is true. That's why I was thinking of, one room at a time. I have no idea if you're going to hire someone by the hour, or you're going to hire a company to come in and do it, or whatever. But anyways, you got a lot to spend on already, so thank you.
All right. Cheryl?
Just a question on the fire hydrants. I guess I don't keep up with that. I always thought that was something that the fire department went and shoveled them out each storm and stuff like that. But technically, if they're the water districts and we have to pay them for the hydrants, they should be technically liable for having them shoveled out. Yes, no?
The fire department does not shovel them out. The water district does currently. Last week, the
Was it
water-
at one time that the fire department?
One time they asked for our assistance.
That's how old I am.
They've always shoveled those.
The water district shovels them. I've been on the fire department 3 years. The water district shoveled them all but one storm. Last week they asked for us to start, the town to start getting rid of the snow.
Oh.
The way I look at it, they own the
Yes, I didn't
hydrants, they
realize
should
all
be
this,
shoveling their
yeah.
own hydrants.
I knew they owned them, and I just thought, and I don't know why the fire department would be shoveling them anyway, but years ago, I had seen that, that just wasn't on my list, but interesting, thank you.
So I heard that correctly, they were just asking the fire department?
The town, to put it in the plowing contract, but it was just a suggestion, it's not in there.
That is correct.
But you guys were just offered, just were asked that one time?
Last week at the public hearing, they asked. Yep. And then there was a storm, I can't remember, that the fire department was asked because they were out of town. They knew the storm was coming, and Chief Pelletier said, yes, we'll do it. That's the one I know of, that we've shoveled the hydrants once. Lisa.
Question, need to be educated. June ballot, when does the stuff need to be in for that?
2 months before, so, Dee sent me the date the other day. April 10th.
Okay.
So that
So,
ballot
now I have
ballot has
another
to be
question.
done and completed.
If we want to get on the June ballot for the treasurer's position to be changed from a elected position to a appointed position, how do you do that? Do you just say, would you put that on the ballot?
I think you could present it to the select board with reasoning, and we can take it into consideration to be put on.
So you don't have to go petition and get,
The select board can add stuff, department heads can request to add stuff, and then there's a citizen's petition where if the select board, from my understanding, if the select board says, no, we're not putting that on, the citizen wants it on still, they can do a citizen's petition.
but if somebody just wrote it up and presented it to selectmen, you can just say.
The majority
yea or
of the
nay.
board would have to vote to have it on the ballot, correct?
The three of you.
Yep.
And-
Two, well, yes.
Okay.
In April, yes, so 3 of us in April, the majority of the board in April will have to,
Or 5 of you. Yeah, there'll be 5 of you.
there'll be 5 of us, so 3 of us will be the majority.
Thank you. I just
Right?
don't know how
Yeah,
that
yeah.
process works.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just on the last little tidbit, so the water department started to ask you guys to pay, the fire department to pay to fill the water tanks, but yet they asked you to shovel out the fire hydrants.
So.
One time, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter,
No.
one time or 100
Yep,
times.
yep, I was just gonna answer your question, yes.
It doesn't matter. I mean.
Yes, at
hand
the
in
new
hand.
station, there's meters on the water, and they asked us one time to shovel out the hydrants. And then last week, they asked us to put it on the contract to have the next contractor plow it out.
But, I mean, hand in hand, I mean, you're supposed to be for Limerick.
Yeah.
If they're for Limerick, they're gonna fill the fire trucks with water. So, I don't know.
Walter Rucker. I understand everybody's concern about who's gonna pay for what, but if we have an overwhelming storm, I would rather have somebody reach out and say, can you help us? I mean, we are a community. You want those hydrants accessible. It's just that, as simple as that.
I'll plow the one across my street for free. It don't matter. I see you, Aaron. I know you.
All right. Is there any other discussion of agenda items? I'm seeing none. I look for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Although,
Wasn't there some correspondence that came in today?
there's correspondence, sorry, yes. There's a letter that I was supposed to read a few weeks ago, and we do need to add it to the agenda next week to discuss the hearing, I don't know if it's a hearing and citizens policy or the meeting agenda policy. The complaint reads, could we please silence cell phones? It's rude to listen to beeps during the meeting while the board and people at the podium are speaking. Thank you. So we do need to take that into consideration. And then there was a email that I received, that Alicia received and gave to us right before this meeting from our snowplow contractor informing us of a complaint, and we will have to take this. There's just a lot of names in this. So we'll have to take this and figure out what we want to do, whether it's an executive session or talk about it. But it was a complaint about an interaction happening with a town employee and one of the snowplow contractor's employees. So we'll have to take that and read that. I don't know if you had a chance to read this. You got a copy of it. So
When did that go out?
we got this or Alicia got this at 5:59 p.m.
No.
Yeah.
I understand the names not being said, but I think the contents should be public.
I think
We'll read it.
We'll look it over first.
Well, I mean, I'll bring it to next week's meeting. I want everybody to be able to have a chance to look at it. All right. We had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. Have a good night.